Hello. In our previous lesson, we explored the circuit design for controlling a motor using buttons and a potentiometer. Today, we will take a closer look at the command section of this application, diving into the programming aspect to understand how these components work together to achieve the desired motor control functionality. Specifically, we'll see how to adjust the motor speed with a potentiometer and override its behavior with buttons to control speed. Additionally, we'll use LEDs to provide visual feedback for better understanding. Let's step by step go through the program. First, we start by defining the pins and a variable. Left button and right button represent the two buttons we'll use to manually control the motor. We use the const keyword to define these variables as constants, which means their values cannot be changed after they are initially set. The left button is connected to pin 2, and the right button is connected to pin 3. These buttons allow us to change the motor's speed when pressed. Green and blue are used to control two LEDs connected to pins 4 and 5. The green LED lights up when the left button is active, and the blue LED lights up when the right button is active. These LEDs give us visual feedback, indicating which button is being pressed and how the motor is being controlled. Motor control pin is assigned to pin 6, and it's responsible for sending PWM signals to the motor to control its speed. Finally, we have the adjustment variable, which will store the speed value derived from the potentiometer input. And we don't define this variable as a const because it will take values that change depending on the state of the potentiometer. In the setup function, we will configure all the pins. The left button and right button pins are set as input, so we can read whether the buttons are pressed. This tells the Arduino to expect a digital signal from these buttons either high or low, allowing us to check whether the buttons are pressed or not. The green and blue pins are set as output to control the LEDs. This tells the Arduino that it will control these LEDs, turning them on or off depending on the program's logic. The motor control pin is also set as output because it sends PWM signals to control the motor speed. This setup ensures that the Arduino is ready to interact with the buttons, LEDs, and motor. Now we move to the main loop. The first thing we do is read the potentiometer's value. The analog read function reads the input voltage from the potentiometer connected to pin E0. This gives us a value between 0 and 1023. We then use the map function to convert this value to a range of 0 to 255, which is suitable for controlling the motor speed with PWM. The result is stored in the adjustment variable, and this value will determine the motor speed when no buttons are pressed. Let's break down the next part where the button presses are checked. The if block here handles the default behavior when neither button is pressed. In this case, the motor speed is controlled directly by the potentiometer. The value of adjustment is sent to the motor via the motor control pin using the analog write function. Both the green and blue LEDs are turned off, indicating that the motor is in automatic mode and not influenced by the buttons. However, the brightness of the blue LED is adjusted using the analog write function, providing a visual representation of the motor's speed. When the buttons are pressed, there will be two separate conditions. We will define this within the else block. The first condition covers the scenario where the left button is pressed but the right button is not. If the left button is pressed, the motor will be set to a constant speed using analog write motor control pin 128. This means the motor will run at about half speed. The green LED turns on to indicate that the left button is active and controlling the motor, and the blue LED remains off. Next, let's look at what happens when only the right button is pressed. If the right button is pressed and the left button is not, the motor speed will be set to its maximum by using analog write motor control pin to 155. The green LED is turned off and the blue LED lights up to show that the right button is controlling the motor and it's running at higher speed. To summarize, when no buttons are pressed, the motor speed is controlled by the potentiometer and both LEDs are off. When the left button is pressed, the motor runs at medium speed and the green LED lights up. When the right button is pressed, the motor runs at maximum speed and the blue LED lights up. This program provides both manual and automatic motor control, combining the precision of the potentiometer with the convenience of button overrides. In addition, the LEDs make it easy to understand the current state of the system. Now, we are going to move on to the physical testing process of our circuit. This step involves carefully examining and verifying if all the connections we have made in the circuit are functioning as intended. During this process, we will power up the circuit and observe how it performs under real conditions. Currently, the potentiometer is at its lowest level, so the motor is not running, and the brightness of the blue LED is at its minimum level, meaning the LED is off. At this point, we're starting to gradually move the potentiometer. We can see that the brightness of the blue LED is increasing, but the motor still isn't moving. This is because we've only turned the potentiometer knob slightly. When we move the potentiometer a bit more, we can see the motor starting to spin. During this time, the blue LED lights up at a specific brightness level based on the motor's speed. When we move the potentiometer to a higher level, you can see the motor's speed increasing. At the same moment, the blue LED glows at its highest intensity. When we turn the potentiometer all the way, the motor's speed and the LED's brightness reach their maximum levels. The potentiometer adjusts the motor's speed when the buttons are not pressed. Now, we press the left button, and the green LED is activated. The motor moves at a speed proportional to this button, which is set to half speed. As soon as we release the button, control returns to the potentiometer. Then, when we press the right button, the motor runs at its highest speed again. At this point, we'll adjust the potentiometer to reduce the motor speed. As you can see, the motor is moving even more slowly now. After bringing the potentiometer down to a very low level, pressing the right button will allow us to observe the acceleration more clearly. The motor's revolutions will rise abruptly, causing the motor to accelerate. As a result, we can adjust the motor speed both through the buttons and when the buttons are inactive, via the potentiometer. This is a simple project. However, if we wish, we can expand its use to practical applications, such as opening and closing curtains or operating a garage door. The motor control system demonstrated here can be easily adapted for such tasks. For projects like these, a relay should be added to the circuit to trigger and control the operation. Wishing you all the best in your efforts.